What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's reaction video is This Week in Sportsball NFL Week 13 edition. I know it is a Sunday. I do apologise. I'm literally about 4 days late to this, and this is hopefully going out in the next 2 hours. I've got to render it as well, but I've been honestly so busy. Me and Millie, we've had so much to do, and the reactions you have seen is stuff we had pre-recorded, which was pretty good. We had some stuff so you guys could see some videos, but we're back on that video grind. We're trying to get as many done before we go away. And Sportsball, Like I've been so busy, I don't even know the scores, to be honest with you. I know nothing. I haven't been able to check the Saints results or anything. I obviously potentially could have had time, but I just haven't even thought about it. I've hardly followed soccer as well, which I follow every single week. I've just honestly been so busy. Before we get into it, I'm just going to shout out my Manscaped sponsor. It's going to be a repeat of the same ad you've seen previously, so I'm going to put that. But honestly, thank you so much to Manscaped, and I'll play the clip now, and I'll see you guys in a second. I'm absolutely buzzing, guys. Our first ever sponsor on this channel is brought to you by Manscaped. Manscaped is the best in the below-the-waist male grooming, literally champions of the world. Manscaped offer precision-engineered tools for your family jewels, and that's the ones you want to protect. You want to clean up down there, which Manscaped have got you. They've just launched their 4th generation trimmer. They've had a bit of practice with the others, which I've used too, which I will get onto in a second. They've upgraded significantly for their 4th generation trimmer. The Lawnmower 4.0 is released. Oh, I'm absolutely buzzing about this. You heard that right, the 4.0. Join over 4 million worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer to you. If you guys use the code Beasley, which will be on screen now, you'll get 20% off and free worldwide shipping at manscaped.com. The links will be in the description. It will be in the pinned comment as well. Christmas is coming up. It is a perfect gift for a mate, if you know they're struggling down there. Potentially a son, if you want to help them out. They may be a little bit young, you want to help them out. Perfect gift. A boyfriend, you know, you want their family jewels to be awesome for you as well if it's a boyfriend, you know what I mean? And I'll tell you what, like I said before, I have been a long user of Manscaped. I've got the 2.0. The 4.0 is a game changer. It is an absolute game changer. One, just look how clean that looks. I love the fact there's a light on there. I can't complain. I've got zero complaints for that. I'm absolutely buzzing Manscaped sent this out to me because I was an existing customer anyway. And one last thing before we do end this ad, I've got to give a shout out to a wireless charger. I don't think many people do, but I mean, that's just absolutely buzzing, isn't it? You can literally put it on your bedside table. And I'm someone who forgets to do my shaving and stuff like that. I'm never forgetting if that's on my bedside table. It is absolutely awesome. It's got stuff like advanced skin safe technology. Your family jewels are going to be absolutely perfect. You know what I mean? I personally haven't had any nicks using it. It's boosted my confidence so much with a razor. I'm always scared down there. I am not with Manscaped. So get 20% off and free shipping using the code Beasley at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com. Use code Beasley. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for job with Manscaped. So this week in Sportsball NFL Week 13 edition. I'm keen. What we got? It's time to be a man. We started straight off with our Saints. Like I said, I have no clue how this game's going. But Dallas Cowboys, they're a tough opponent. It doesn't spell good for the Saints. It doesn't spell good, but we'll see. Maybe I'm surprised.
Over the past few weeks, this question has been gnawing at my mind. How would the New Orleans Saints be doing if their offense wasn't destroyed by injury? I know it's a repetitive narrative, but when you've lost nearly every single playmaker on it for weeks on end, when you're forced to start Taysom football at quarterback, he just received an extension that may or may not pay him $40 to $95 million, but that won't be able to let him throw accurately down the field. Although an injury may have something to do with that, Dallas was absolutely beatable. Their potent rushing game stuff like shrimp against the Saints, but they responded with nothing. Just wasted opportunities one after another. Think of it like trying to give a junkie money to straighten their life out. What do you think they're gonna do with it? They'll throw 4 interceptions so they can get their next fix. Dallas is merely their dealer. The Saints have lost 5 straight and are spiraling to the deep chasms of hell. Jerry's team is a strong defense and earned this win, but all New Orleans can do is pray. Pray for something. I wouldn't say anything because then they'll be flagged on a bullshit blindside block penalty, killing off yet another drive.
It is the story of the season, is it? Injuries and stuff like you explained. Maybe we'll make the playoffs, maybe we won't. We'll see. It's not the end of the world. Next year, yeah. Next year.
I didn't know the Indianapolis Colts were playing NCAA football 2004. They were able to face off against Division I AA South for a dominating win. Like most games they played, the Colts obliterate the weak opponents in their way and make an example of a trash heap of a franchise. Houston at this point is a placeholder for target practice. Numerous players being benched recently for disciplinary issues to go with Tyrod Taylor being benched for the human phallus that is Davis Mills will do nothing. Indy, with a grace rivaling contenders, was quietly efficient and did what they needed to do. They head into their bye week with a good bit of momentum. I'd gladly take the shutout victory if I was them, even if it is against literal garbage.
They absolutely battered them, though.
Speaking of that, it's time to take out the first bit of trash.
Houston Texans eliminated.
Wait, does that elimination mean it's impossible for them to get playoffs now? Is that what it is? Let me know in the comments. I assume it is.
The Bears are in panic mode. They barely grazed by the skin of their teeth against Detroit, and Matt Nagy is tiptoeing through minefields throughout Chicago.
Again, Bears have been... It's weird to think that their record's 4-7, because I'm pretty sure they started off quite well, and they've been just an up-and-down team. But 4-7, man. Wow. It'd be interesting to see if Arizona have Kyler Murray back, and if they're proper firing. I don't know. We'll see. Andy
Dalton's getting another start against Arizona, but there's a big problem, boys. Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins are back.
Oh, they're back.
And
There we go.
they want victims. What a better example to show the world that they have returned to the field than with a stomping against the Bears. No one gives a shit about them. In fact, you're doing both Chicago and New York City huge favors by helping them to lose. The Red Rifle was out here firing blanks as empty as the Soldier Field renovation. 4 interceptions took them out relatively quickly, despite trying to claw back in over and over again. It was clear as day. The Cardinals hold serve on the #1 seed as the Bears simply hope that this is the end. Silly them. The NFC wildcard race is a wasteland of mediocrity. The misery's going to continue on for you for a while longer. If you're lucky, people will get fired this time. At this point, New York is begging to be executed at the same time the Bears are. If not to end the pain of Gettleman, to give them a higher draft pick as compensation. Good news for those cynical bastards, the G-men are ailing with severe injuries on the offensive side of the ball. Guys like Tony Shepard and Danny Derps, all gone. You will suffer through Mike Glennon flailing around driving offenses into a brick wall and like it. The Giants defense will do everything they can to try and keep it close, but it's absolute agony to New Yorkers watching at home. Tua has been quite efficient despite his less than gaudy numbers and does enough to get Miami home with a victory in hand.
Yeah, again, I feel like the win-loss is kind of deceiving on this one because again, I'm trying to remember because it was quite a while ago and I haven't been updating in the past week. But I'm pretty sure the Dolphins started off very poor, but they were meant to be like playoff contenders. So you're kind of looking at a record which they're clawing back against a team who you expected to be down there. They've got similar records, but the team who's clawing it back in theory are a lot better.
Some will argue that it's the Giants. They're terrible and they needed to lose for their long-term health. That's true, but it doesn't erase that the Dolphins have won 5 straight and have nearly salvaged their season.
There we go, 5 straight.
I wonder if they can pull off the impossible. Miami has their bye week coming up, but get a soft opponent in the Jets afterwards. No fuck-ups, Dolphins. That's the only way you make it to the playoffs. You can never leave the spotlight, can you, Antonio Brown? Whenever things get quiet or I stop being triggered over you being a Super Bowl champion, there's more bullshit to add to the pile. This time, it involves a former chef of his that, shocker, was never paid for services performed. Being owed around $10,000, he played his one gambit in trying to secure what's due. He revealed that AB's lying about his vaccination status. He was given a fake vax card from teammates. Tampa Bay denied that it was fraudulent and that the team was fully vaccinated, but what the hell do you think happened? The NFL investigation concluded that AB, Mike Edwards, and free agent John Franklin all forged their vaccination status. And all 3 have been suspended for 3 games as a result. They say they're now vaccinated. And I know the comparison is going to be made to Aaron Rodgers, but there's a big difference. The NFL and the Packers organization knew that Rodgers wasn't vaccinated by their standards. AB, Edwards, and Franklin had all lied to the NFL and the Bucs about their status. And that makes them clear-cut lolcows of the week to me. Never fuck with the NFL. They'll arbitrarily come down hard on people if you do.
Yep. It's just one of them. Just tell the truth, man. Like, I do understand that. I mean, I am one of them people, I guess, is kind of just say, like, do whatever you want, it won't bother me. I do understand if you tell them one thing, you don't want the hate or whatever, some people will throw at you, which I don't do. So for me, it's easy to say, just tell him how it is. But I guess if you're trying to avoid that kind of stuff, then you are going to fake it. But man, I feel so sorry for that chef, man. 10 grand of his hard-earned money, in theory. Like, he's putting in the work for that money. Yes, people say, well, he shouldn't get paid that much. If he was doing the same job for someone with less money, they wouldn't get paid. But that's what he got offered. That's what he's taken. He's done his job. He's believed he'll get that money. And 10 grand is a lot. Like, I assume to him, I don't know who he is. I don't know if it is a lot to him or not. But, like, to me, if I don't think I'll ever be owed 10 grand for a job, you know what I mean? Like that, I feel like with a monthly wage, if you didn't get paid a couple times, you'd be like, all right, that is it. And it wouldn't be much you'd be owed. But 10 grand, that's a lot of money, man. Like, no wonder he outed him. I'm not surprised.
Atlanta, I'm sorry, but you're supposed to bow down to Tom Brady and his greatness. I don't care that you still have flashbacks about that moment, and I don't care that you're still on the playoff hunt. You're going up against Tampa Bay. Look, boys, I want you to know that them beating you today is nothing personal. It's just that the Falcons are a team on the decline, and you have no way of covering Chris Godwin or Rob Gronkowski. Don't worry, we'll make it look competitive. Atlanta will be allowed to fight and claw into making this a competitive game, even if it somehow makes Tom Brady look terrible thanks to a bad read. How's this for a storyline? The Falcons are only down by 3 charging into the third quarter, but fumble the ball away as they're entering Bucs territory. At that point, the Falcons offense is able to do nothing. One piece or play away from making a statement, yet Tampa Bay is always a step ahead of them. Don't feel too terribly, Atlanta. The Buccaneers have won 3 in a row now. You might be allowed to win next time, boys. You are playing Carolina next, and they did just fire their once hotshot offensive coordinator.
Oh, wow.
Eagles fans, rejoice. You have your new backup quarterback to hail as the next great savior of Philadelphia, Jalen Hurts. Literally. His ankle has him out of this game against the Jets, which brings us to the day.
Oh, man, Jalen Hurts is hurt, man. Wow.
You have a fantastic folk legend. The tall tales out of Duval had him wrestle alligators and shotgun PBR all before leading a comeback drive in the 4th quarter. Gardner Minshew II. Gaze at his mustache and you will be all in on his performance. The New York Jets might be in a winning mood against a team reeling off a brutal loss, but there are 2 Eagles seasons in my mind. Before Gardner and after Gardner. He is greatness personified. And the Jets offense, despite their potency early on, will not be enough to overcome the might of Minshew. Thanks to his efforts, the Eagles will win relatively easily, despite it being a soft opponent. And would you look at that? The NFC is so wide open that they're only a half game back from a wildcard spot.
Wow.
You know what to do. Start Gardner Minshew. I'll make this easy for you. Jalen Hurts does not have a glorious mustache. Do it, Philly.
Fair enough.
I'm still having a hard time trying to describe what the hell I just watched in Cincy. This is a must-win contest for the Chargers, especially after last week. And early on, they answered the bell. They did it surprisingly brutally. Thanks to a bunch of awful turnovers and a convenient Jamar Chase bobble for a pick, LA made the Bengals eat pavement in front of the stadium. 24 consecutive times. Things were looking good for the Chargers early, but never, ever call it an easy win. That's not in this team's dictionary. They'll find ways to fuck everything up, no matter the situation.
Yeah, they've kind of messed the season up so far. Like, I could have sworn early weeks they were dominating. If they were one of the teams to beat, now they're 6-5. Like, they have messed it up a bit.
The Bungles bungled early on in this game. Now it's time for the Chargers to make themselves as equal opportunity as possible. Despite their once impressive lead, Cincinnati managed to flex their talent and score 22 consecutive points.
Wow.
They had a chance to tie with a 2-point conversion, but alas, that ended up failing. And thanks to previous sins by Mike Brown, the football gods are cruel assholes. Sorry, Cincy, but you aren't playing Pittsburgh this week. LA has far too much to prove, and their allegedly suspect defense clenches up like a fist. They punched the Bengals right off the field with 17 more unanswered points. It was all kinds of fucks, but the Chargers stave off another choke and win a crucial one. This game was on a cocktail of drugs. Someone order it to go to rehab. Is everybody all that surprised that the Minnesota Vikings are having serious trouble trying to dispatch a team they should be crushing?
No, same with the Steelers, you know. You're an 3-4 from home. He'll admit that the Steelers have been absolutely awful at times, and he does in his videos. It must hurt him a lot. But 5-6 again, the Vikings have been on a little bit of a run. You'd expect them to beat Detroit, you really would.
If you are, you're the damn fool. This is what the Vikings do every year. This is what they've been doing for most of the goddamn season. It doesn't matter if the Detroit Lions have no fucking talent whatsoever. Those bastards will jump off the Renaissance Center for their coach.
You know what? I remember, and I thought it was a couple of weeks ago, but it might have been like where the Detroit Lions were up, and I didn't know the end result, and they'd lost. So I kind of go into this, they're probably going to lose. I think Emerald in Discord was talking about his game, and I think it was against the Vikings, and I think Detroit win, or at least they were winning going late. I think we may have their first win on the board. And Minnesota, man, what are you doing if that's the case? I'm pretty sure, like, thinking about it now, the Lions actually win, which is like, wow. Like, never saw that coming. They've been close, but they've always choked. Maybe not today.
Do you believe that Minnesota, despite being far superior in terms of ability, would do the same for Mike Zimmer? That dude would consider the playbook for Tecmo Bowl to be too revolutionary. It shows in how the Lions bounce on an unprepared opponent to gain an early lead. When a team capitalizes on countless mistakes to somehow bring about a convincing 14-point advantage at half, all is good. But then we realize the Lions are a glorified XFL team. And Minnesota does have talent on their offense to bamboozle whatever pieces are on what they call a defense. The Vikings should be far better than what they are, you know. It shows in how they quickly turn this back into a game to only be down by 2. I would say tied, but they failed to succeed on the 2-point conversion, but that's just a small inconvenience. Detroit's going to fuck this up. That's been their MO for a bunch of their losses this season. If Minnesota could stop shooting themselves in the taint, maybe they could realize it. But the Lions don't trust their defense. They're trying to go for it on 4th down at their 30. Right idea, but terrible play call, Dan. Play action on developing routes? What the hell is that?
Like, let me know in the comments if I'm right, but I'd say you run it. You always run that. Like, surely, 4-1-1, you run that. No? Let me know in the comments. I feel like you do. If they lose this game, they'll be fuming.
Of course, Minnesota responds quickly and manages to score a touchdown with ease. But did they give them too much time? Regardless of how awful they are, the Lions have players fighting for new contracts. They're going to give everything they've got on the final drive. The Viking defense is weak and ripe for exposure, even from a guy like Jared Goff. A potential miracle is happening. Despite every obstacle they throw in their own way, Detroit controls their own destiny to end the game. Do it, Lions. Do it for all of us.
4-2.
Year on the line.
Big moments.
Back, looks, throws, ends touchdown, Detroit Lions!
I said I thought they win, and they have, but leaving it to the last second. Fair play. Lions fans, you have something to cheer about. Fair play.
Amon-Ra St. Brown in the receiving end!
They did it. They did it. Oh my god, it happened. For the first time in almost a year, the Detroit Lions have won a football game. Miracles abound in this time of glory. Rain pours in the Sahara. Cats and dogs are teaching each other advanced trigonometry. Both the communist and the capitalist are holding hands in matrimony, for a great day is upon us all. The Lions have won. Dreams can come true. Just like John Scott in the NHL All-Star Game. They're terrible and shouldn't be anywhere near that situation, but you can't help but root for them. I don't even feel like laughing at the Vikings for how pathetic they are. They do enough of that shit on their own with Zimmer still being there. No. This day was about Detroit and Oxford High School. This and the Michigan Wolverines win were for those kids. May those that died rest in peace.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't heard too much about this, but heart honestly goes out to you guys and anyone involved. Absolutely awful, and yeah, I hope you guys are okay. Again, I haven't covered it in any video because I haven't really heard much about it. I think someone did mention it in the Discord, and I gave a message in there, but man, absolutely awful news, and hopefully, I'm not going to get into any politics or that. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. That is all I'll say. Just absolutely awful, and I hope you guys are safe and okay.
Millions around the football world cheer for the Detroit Lions and their win. Jacksonville is still as fucking useless as ever. Detroit may be the special needs kid that people rally around, but the Jags are the entitled sack of shit that alienates everyone around him due to his unwarranted arrogance. The Rams needed to stop the bleeding after losing 3 in a row, and I bet you anything they had this game circled on the calendar. It was probably obvious to anyone with a pulse, but Jacksonville has no idea what the fuck they're doing. The terrible offense has somehow gotten worse. The defense is only running prevent, preventing them from winning.
Wow.
Houston is Division 1 AA South, Jacksonville is Division 1 AA Southeast. I feel like the Rams should be paying the Jags a hefty sum for being their easy win and beatdown target like most big colleges do. Unfortunately for Urban, you can't just shower the best athletes with perks to come to your team in college. If you want to play God in the NFL, you have to earn it. The coin is life. The coin is divine. The coin is the truth and the light. It has predicted every Raiders game correctly to this point in time.
What?
And it predicts that they will be victorious against the Reskins at Allegiant Stadium.
Well, that's it. They've won. The Raiders have won. They've gone 7-5. Washington, they've been a very weird team. They obviously beat the Bucks. They're 5-6. They've had some good wins. I think they beat the Saints as well. They did beat my Saints. So they've had some very good wins. But they're 5-6. The Raiders, they're picking it back up. They started very poorly. But if it says so, they're going to win. They're going to win.
It's a relatively quiet affair to begin matters. Both teams are merely probing at each other. They both search for weak points throughout the enemy's hardened exterior. It's almost a stalemate headed into the second half, but then the first strike. A briskly efficient drive by Taylor Heineke and Washington to expand their lead to 8. But with their attack, they've exposed a weak point, and the Raiders will counter with everything they've got. The black hole will sound from the depths of hell to score another touchdown, but unfortunately fail on the 2-point conversion.
Ooh.
They must believe in the power of the coin, and they will be zealous in their fervor as an interception by the miracle of Nate Hobbs gives them more life. The clock is slowly ticking, and the autumn wind attempts to break through Washington's defenses, but they cannot. They must settle on a field goal to lead by 1. With the name redacted's backs against the wall, Taylor Heineke plays with a fury rivaled by few. His efficient passing and exposing of the soft underbelly of the defense gets them into field goal range. But it's
for coin. It's got a miss. I'm just going to listen because I know for a fact he misses this.
a long one.
I'll watch actually.
Sneaks it through!
Not too bad for a new kicker off the street.
Okay, fair play. 37 seconds, probably too long, I guess, but inches. The coin was inches from being right.
Woe be the legend of the coin, for its time in the meme world was short but beautiful nonetheless. The heretic coin has lied to us all. From this point forward, all great philosophers will reject the prophecy of the coin. They now worship the prophecy of the football team. It's actually damn good. Seattle's season may be all but done at this point, but let me put it to you this way. When one of your main rivals is on your doorstep, don't you believe it's wise to sabotage any playoff aspirations they may have? There is no top draft pick to tank for. They traded it for a box safety. They do have pride in the opportunity to be a massive spoiler. San Fran does have an early lead, but we know who the Seahawks go to when they need to be bailed out from their own incompetence. Russell Wilson in the ground game. Seattle didn't bring in Adrian Peterson just so they could allow him to collect a few more bucks on his pension. They did it in the foolish ambitions of saving their season. Both teams trading blows. Touchdown after touchdown surrendered in the first half, but afterwards, a defensive struggle and pure shit show. Fumbles on the opening drive, interceptions in the red zone complemented by Jimmy Jesus being crucified for a safety in what could be described as impressive tactics to tie the game up. The punting may be furious, but the Seahawks rediscovered their offensive magic to secure a touchdown lead. They have the Niners right where they want them, trapped in the most devious of Pete Carroll's schemes, overpowered by their once great offensive might. And all they have to do is slide it in to win both the babe and the night.
You dropped it.
That deal with the local hospitals never lapsed, did it? How else would you explain fumbling at the fucking 1-yard line? Sadly for Seattle, they cannot get another safety. And the 49ers are doing everything they can to try and get the babe on the rebound.
That'd have been game over as well, man. Like you're talking like games are settled by inches at times, and this is one of them. If they end up losing, you're talking inches there.
They have 4 minutes. They're going to milk as much time as they can moving down the field. The 12s are the ones that should be sweating here. San Fran's made it down to the opposing goal line and have 4 tries to get it done. With a guy like Shanahan, they should have a great call on 4th down.
12th play of the drive. Hasty is in. Garoppolo. Blocked by Compton. Deflected.
Game
Not when it's
over.
deflected at the line. Ain't this a throwback to 2020 or what? The 49ers coming up short in a game they could have used, and the Seahawks giving all of their fans heart attacks for the lulls. Will the NFL ever make sense this year? The answer there is a resounding no.
Again, this is like my first year proper following it, and it's just been all over the place. Apparently, it's not normal. Let me know your opinions on that in the comments below, but that's a big blow to the 49ers. Big, big loss.
Classic rivalry game. When Ravens and Steelers meet, you know you're getting a hard-fought clash of trench warfare and open field scrums. This is peak AFC North football. As as ugly and as scrappy as you could expect such an affair to be.
He thought it was awful last week. I'm assuming he's referring to the Steelers. So, Baltimore, Lamar Jackson, have they just gone to like pound town on him? Let's see. If it is so, Tree's going to be absolutely good.
Pittsburgh is desperate after being annihilated by Cincinnati, and this is as must-win for them as it's going to get. Thank the gods that they paid off the coronavirus to clear TJ Watt from COVID protocol early. He will be a relentless shit-wrecker all game, but things are painful on the offensive front. The Ravens are trying to squeeze the life out of the rival by any means necessary. By merely holding Pittsburgh to 3 points through 3 quarters, you believe that the Steelers' season was all but finished. But this is potentially the last ride of Captain Fatfuck, the leader of men will...
I just love it. Like, again, like, we don't want to throw too much shade at a quarterback, but Matt, he just don't care.
will not go down with a whimper. You have to force him to settle out of court. In what may be the last rally of his storied career, Big Ben throws with a precision we haven't seen in years. With a stout defense complementing, the Black and Gold Brigade takes a 7-point lead with less than 2 minutes left. Lamar Jackson has had a very rough game to this point forward. Miami laid down the blueprint on how to stop him, but it can all be forgotten with one drive. He's had endless pressure on him and has been sacked 7 times due to bad matchups. Then again, if anyone can pull a win out of his ass, it's him.
Yep.
Jackson, you got people over the middle of the field. Take your time and throw to him. He's got protection. Got all kinds of time. He throws, and Watkins has it.
That's the magic of Lamar. But the Ravens know what they need to do. Go for the kill. And they need to do it fast.
The game hinges on one play. Jackson flings it. Andrews can't get to it. Could not reel it in. Incomplete.
Yinzer Shaman's counter with Heinz ketchup. So why go for 2 when you could have tied it and go to overtime? That's simple. The Ravens were nearly out of cornerbacks. Going further might have been a death sentence either way, but by God, did they grasp defeat out of the jaws of victory with this game or what? A gutsy as hell performance by Pittsburgh has rewarded them to give their season new life. Baltimore may have been the #1 seed, but they certainly haven't been playing like one all season. This game was more proof of how I smell a rat. Have fun being a one and done in the playoffs. If you could even get there.
Well, fair play to the Steelers. They've extended their season on because now they've got a good chance of getting there. The Ravens, though, it has been kind of like this whole season, hasn't it, where they've been really poor at the start. I mean, Lamar's kind of bailed them out. Should have caught it. Really should have caught it. Lamar should have bailed him out again. He didn't. So then it looks like you got another loss now. I think they'll be alright, though. I think they'll go far in the playoffs. The Chiefs, they're on a roll.
What the fuck nature of the AFC continues on further in an AFC West contest with more at stake than meets the eye. If Denver somehow pulls another one out of its ass, the division becomes even more fucked than it was before. Unfortunately for all of us perverts that enjoy chaos, Kansas City recognized that the Broncos have a terrible offense and responded accordingly. All you have to do to beat them is lay down a carrot behind a trap and wait for the horse to fall in to be jabbed to death. For example, look at this impeccable 11-minute drive that Denver is concocting. They're conservatively sliding down to their red zone, but they get distracted by a shiny gold object perched on a pedestal. When they grab for it, they're shot by a barrage of poison darts. A total waste. Kansas City was strong defensively, just like last week against Dallas. And all they had to do was let the Broncos simulate cock and ball torture to win. It's not just giving up a pick six. It's giving up a pick six to Daniel fucking Sorensen. Denver is the lady in the Geico commercial. The NFL is the fisherman dangling $1 in front of them. They think they're just this close to getting it, but no. No, they can't. Get ready, Mile High Stadium. Mediocrity's gonna be barging its way through those doors once again.
Yeah, but on the Chiefs, though, they're on a roll. Started off really poor. They were picking up some wins, but they were really poor. You know, once they get going, they're a unit of... They've got a lot of winners in there, and if they hit their full potential, they can win another Super Bowl. So, be wary of them. Be wary.
There are few reasons for anyone to want to go back to 2020, but for the NFL, it's because New England was irrelevant that year. Buffalo is in a critical situation to retain a hold on the AFC East, but it will be a challenge. Out of the 4 major elements, one will play a major role in this soiree. The wind. Kicking field goals on one end is all but impossible, with it blowing at 25 to 35 miles per hour and gusts equaling the speed limit on major highways.
Wow.
In response, the Patriots took it old school with the offense. Going back in time to the 1920s. Enough goddamn running to make a marathon seem like a short jog. Mac Jones's arm could have taken out a lawn chair and read Machiavelli for about 55 minutes. He only threw one time until a rebellious 2 passes on one drive deep in the 4th.
Wow.
Whoa, someone call Paul Brown. We have a revolutionary game plan in our midst. The thing is that the endless rushing worked. New England didn't have to change up their game plan because Buffalo's attack was stymied by both the winds and the Patriots' rejuvenated defense. It's a statement all its own. You can flex your mafia all you want, but Bill Belichick owns you. He's won 19 times in their stadium, so you might as well get cozy in the dungeon.
Wow.
Especially as Josh Allen can't throw accurately in these wins and Tyler Bass got trolled by the gods themselves on a fucking chip shot. If they make that field goal, none of the agony happens. Josh Allen doesn't have to try and fail to play God because they're down by 4. The Patriots don't make stop after stop in the red zone, and Buffalo isn't humiliated in the ugliest game of the season. Bill Belichick proved that you could turtle the entire team for most of a game and still end up winning.
Wow.
Buffalo isn't the new king of the East. They simply kept it warm for New England, who, oh god, are the new #1 seed in the AFC with a 7-game winning streak.
Fair play to him. Like, they've got the momentum, taking the chance, and they are absolutely skyrocketing. And they're doing it without Brady. Bill Belichick. People doubted him from what I've understand. But he's doing it, man.
Everything is proceeding as he has foreseen. May the Lord have mercy on us all. Football
pay our
is a brutal
respects.
game. May the bell toll for the fallen.
Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost.
Thus concludes another week of this sermon on the field. Amen.
20 years since a team that's won a game running got 2 times in a game, but he's passing that 2 times. Is that embarrassing?
I mean, what kind of
Boy, what are we doing, bro?
What kind of question is that?
It's a question. The nation's going to be criticizing you of calling yourself.
All right. I think we
keep
gave
that.
up
Keep all right.
7 points.
Yeah,
14
14 to
14.
14 to 10. Is that the final score?
We made stops when we had to. They had one big run. I mean, they got good backs. They,
Yeah. All right.
They kept coming back to a couple runs. I mean, I don't know how you.
Yeah, they did not like that question. Yeah, one of them. Sometimes you get asked questions like that you don't like. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Apologies it being late, because you guys are the real legends who have made it this far into the video. I don't think many do, but if you have, let me know in the comments. I do apologise for being late. Next week's Sportsball hopefully will be out. Next week may be the last one till January, because I am in England. I can record next week, but after that, that's me done. So we'll get one more in before Christmas, hopefully. And hopefully you guys look forward to that one. Smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and have a fantastic day, guys. Peace.